We are continuing to explore the idea of God's absolute, all-pervading, all-inclusive unity. We're understanding this using analogies that a human being can understand from our own human experience. When a human speaks, the words become separate from them, right? You say a word and now it's outside of you. You and the words that you spoke are separate. To contrast that with God's speech, with divine speech, it remains one with him. As there's nothing outside of him and there's no place empty of him, right? Everything's God. So where is those words going to go? It still remains exactly one within him as it was before those words were spoken. So we can understand God's speech through understanding the way our thoughts work. When a person thinks, the thoughts remain within them. God's speech is like thought. It remains within him, right? So if you think about saying the word pomegranate, okay? So say the word pomegranate. So now you and the word pomegranate are separate. But if you're just thinking the word pomegranate, you and that word, that thought, pomegranate, are one. So God's speech is like compared to our thoughts. It remains one with him. And so since I exist within God, today I'll be worrying about nothing, right? This is like this amazing ideas that we're just floating in right now or being found in right now is that we exist within God. This is the major stressor is pushed off, like meaning when God spoke and created the world is still within him. I still exist within God. Just because God spoke the world into existence doesn't mean that there's no God in a world. No, we are as one with God as before he created the world. It's before he spoke it into existence. Because for God, speech is like thought. We remain one within God. And so if I am within God, I'm safe. And I'm safe not just in an intellectual sense. I'm safe in a very somatic, physical, sensation-based sense. That I'm safe to take risks. I'm safe to live. I'm safe to laugh. I'm safe to love. I'm safe to be. Because I exist within God. So why do we call it speech? If it's really like God's speech is really like thought, so let's just call it God's thought. So just as human speech is revealing something to the listener, divine speech is when God is revealing something to the recipient. Okay, so in that way, it is similar to human speech because it's about the idea of revealing something to the one who will actually receive it, to the recipient. So the examples that the Alter Rebbe brings us are 1, the 10 verbal utterances through which the world was created, right? When God spoke those 10 statements and brought the world into existence. So yes, the world still exists within him completely. It doesn't become separate from him. It doesn't have that component of speech. It remains within him like thought. But it does have the idea of now there's something called das Tachton. Now there's this consciousness where we feel ourselves to exist. There's a recipient that God is speaking to. It's for the sake of revelation for us as the das Tachton, as us as people who like view ourselves as separate, who actually feel the tzimtzum to be real, to feel that we are creations, to have that experience. And the second example he brings is the written Torah, and the oral Torah, and the prophets. Right? So all of the Torah is a disclosure of divine information to the recipient. So we say that God spoke, right? God said the first 2 of the 10 commandments. Really what that is that it's God's word. It's God disclosing information to us. The same way that when we speak, we're speaking in order to share something with the recipient. So God's speech is about sharing it with us, but it remains one with him like our thoughts remain with us.